What's up, guys? Carter here. So, I am recording this intro after the fact. What you're about to watch are my ManaTraders series first 10 matches. I'm not going to spoil how I did, but this is the exact 75 I played in those 10 matches. I've been playing this red-green Gruul deck for the past couple of days. I'm 18-2 in leagues. The deck feels absolutely disgusting. If you'll notice, this is very similar to the Obosh lists that were going around when Companions first came out, and even the predecessors before it was Ponza. They played a lot more land destruction type spells, but this new version of the Gruul deck is more mid-rangey. It's very efficient, very fast. I am a big fan of the deck, and is what I am going to be playing in any big events that are coming up for the foreseeable future. None of them live, of course. Everything is online. But there's a Super PTQ this Sunday. There are the challenges both Saturday and Sunday, and I'm going to be playing some version of Gruul for those events. I just wanted to go over the deck real fast before going into the matches. You play 8 mana ramp cards with the goal of playing some powerful 3-drop on turn 2 every game. This is your goal, your dream scenario is playing an Arbor Elf or Utopia Sprawl, and then playing something like a Klothys, which is an absolute house in basically every single matchup. Or you just Blood Moon, and sometimes Blood Moon just wins the game for you, period. Uh, or pillaging their first land is also very powerful, puts them very far behind while you're giving yourself time to play your other larger threats. Whether it be you need to get to turn 4 to play Bloodbraid Elf to try to cascade into one of your very powerful 3-drops, or you just want to buy time to Glorybringer and just win the game. But the nice thing about not having to play Obosh is you get to play 2-drops, which extends the range of keepable hands in the deck. So now you don't always have to mulligan to one of these 8 mana dorks. Instead, you can keep a hand with a 2-drop, whether it be Scavenging Ooze or Wrenn and 6, or relying on your removal of the Stomp half of Bonecrusher Giant and Lightning Bolt to get you to that turn 3 where you have a powerful 3-drop play. The deck is very efficient, even though all of these cards are 3 mana, and normally you think of Modern as being more so it hinges on 1 to 2 mana cards. These 3 mana cards are so powerful and so impactful that it allows you to actually gain a lot of tempo as you play the game and as the game goes forward. If your opponent stumbles and isn't able to respond to something very well, they just kind of die and they stumble. And they just, as soon as they stumble once, it becomes an insurmountable. The real powerhouse in the deck is Seasoned Pyromancer. This card gives the deck so much staying power between the discard 2, draw 2 effect, but you're not always discarding cards from here. If you play Seasoned Pyromancer empty-handed, it is a 2/2 that draws 2 cards, and if it dies, you can exile it for 5 mana and make 2 1/1s. It gives you a lot more staying power in the deck, on top of the fact that the deck top decks very well. Between Scavenging Ooze, Klothys, the Seasoned Pyromancer, Bloodbraid Elf to hit these other powerful 2 and 3 drops, and Chandra and Glorybringer are just very good top ends. Glorybringer very hard to kill in the format. Fatal Push is premier removal in the format, does not kill Glorybringer. Very, very relevant as decks like Jund run around. They have to have Assassin's Trophy or they're just going to die. Looking at the sideboard, this is the one thing that I've been tweaking here and there. And Dredge is a really bad matchup, so that's why these Grafdigger's cages sit here. Combo in general, Cindervines does really well against, like, Storm. Like, against Storm, you have a lot of hate between Grafdigger's Cage and Cindervines. But you also have a suite of removal between Abrupt Decay and Anger of the Gods. Handle decks like Humans, Goblins, all the red decks, you need this extra removal so that you can survive. Against Burn specifically, Kitchen Finks is very powerful. And you have some tools for the control and mid-range decks between Veil of Summer, Thrun. Thrun is a powerhouse in those matchups. And this extra Scavenging Ooze that comes in almost every matchup, it seems like. The card is just all around a very good Magic card, and it's very effective. And it's a nice 15th card to round up the sideboard to allow you to marginally improve in every single matchup. The deck is very powerful. If you are new to Modern and you're looking to get into it, this deck is not very difficult to play. It is very straightforward. You just slam your 3 and 4 drops, you slam all your red green cards that you draw, and typically they just get there because they're so powerful and they're so impactful on the board. Uh, that's enough talking about the deck, and you're going to watch me play 5 matches in the ManaTraders series, and yeah, see how the deck actually performs in my thought process in every single matchup and how I approach every single one. And especially pay attention to the mulligan decisions. Typically, the hard rule is going to be you want a 1-drop into a 3-drop, or you have to have a 2-drop. You have to make sure you're curving out. You can't keep a handful of 3-drops. But the the discussion of whether to keep or mull is the most important part of the deck. Yeah, I hope you all enjoy watching these matches. Alright, here for the 6th match, and we are on the play. And this hand doesn't have a 1-drop or a 2-drop, so we have to mulligan. That's a pretty hard rule with the deck. This hand is gas. Definitely keeping. I'm gonna put away. Putting away the land is a land is more than reasonable, but I think risky. We can exile Wood of Foothills to make our 4th mana though, but I'm not sure how good Ooze actually is. I'll put away the Stomping Ground. I don't think I need it. Unless they kill the Utopia Sprawl. The Force of Negation? That's... I really wish that I had the 3rd land now. But still having a turn 2 play is really valuable though. They pitch an Ice Fang Coatl. It's Fetch Shock. Drawing this works out. It's basically like drawing a land. I mean, if they have a second, what's it called? A second Force of Negation, then it really sucks, but I guess it is what it is at that point. Is it an opt? Okay. And we'll like eventually draw the 3rd land anyways. They kept the card on top of their deck. Okay, it resolved. We got the Ooze. So now we're applying pressure on board. We have good 3-drop, 4-drop in our hand. They have to have a mana leak for this Clothis, or they're gonna not be in the best shape. I'm going to attack before doing anything. If they want to use a Snapcaster Mage to trade, that's fine by me. Yeah. I mean, this lets us hit our land drop, basically. I will keep making... I should make green, actually. Yeah, I'll make green. Just because we have this Ooze in play. The mana leak? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I would prefer for it to resolve, but it's okay. Yeah, if they didn't have that Force Negation and we got down that Clothis, the game would just be over. What is this? A Teferi? 3-mana Teferi? It's definitely not that. Is it Uro? Okay. Hopefully we draw a land. Oh, that's not good. If they have Path here. Please do not Path. That'd be very bad. Okay. So they don't have Path. I mean, I feel like I would much prefer to play Chandra, but if they have a green source, we would just lose the game. So... Alright. Let us bash in for 4, so they don't have a path. Wonder why they shock then. They just have an opt. They just shock for fun? I don't... Okay. They just shock themselves for fun. I don't quite understand that, but... Because they can do whatever they want. If I feel like I'm gonna get Cryptic Commanded, they're gonna bounce the basic forest I have in play. If they have a Cryptic Command, they should have 100% done that. Now they're pathing? Sure. I feel like this thing is getting super countered. I don't know, I almost kind of wish I just jammed the Chandra and just let the Uro be there. Okay, hopefully they don't have Force of Negation. That would be very bad. If they don't have Force of Negation, we're gonna be in very, very, very good shape. I wonder what they're putting on. Where are they putting on top? If anything, they might put nothing on top. Archmage's Charm, sure. Wow, that's so good. It's better to get the Chandra down here, but that's gonna be really good next turn. If we hit a lightning bolt off the top, then I'll cast it. We did not. Alright. As long as their hand is not forced to negation blue card. I am a big fan of our position here. So they have an Archmage's Charm and 2 unknowns. They know the top 2 cards of their deck right now. Probably something they didn't want to draw considering they played the Sanctuary, or they just don't have any other lands in their hand. Okay. So if I plus Chandra and I hit Seasoned Pyromancer, it's a little awkward, but I guess it's not the end of the world. Still worth casting. Yeah, I mean, this will get the Archmage's Charm out of their hands, so... Oh, I meant to hold control so that I could go get another forest. But they like have to counter this though. That's not good. That's really not good for us. I mean, we're gonna be able to cast Bloodbraid Elf, which will be better against the Archmage's Charm than the Chandra. But that's still really bad for us. The tempo swing is very big. And now we have an empty board. I mean, having double green isn't very relevant in this matchup anyways, except for if we draw the second ooze. I guess let's fetch here. Just grab a basic. We have a ton of basics, so. Glorybringer. Cast Bloodbraid Elf. Hopefully this hits something relevant. I got Archmage's Charm before they even see the Cascade spell. Okay. Well, the Cascade spell was nothing relevant. So I guess they got lucky. But like if that was a Clothis, they just wrecked themselves. They must have a Force of Negation in hand. Or a Mana Leak. Oh, Mana Leak doesn't do it. You have Force of Negation? Man, dude. That sucks. What did they pitch? Verdict? If I just played my Glorybringer, it would have worked out better. But the odds of them having Path is greater than having Force of Negation plus blue card. It's just unfortunate. I don't know, that Cryptic was brutal. So they've already drawn with Teferi. Cryptic on top. This is very not good. Interesting. Oh my god. There's nothing I can draw to win this game, I don't think. I can't think of anything. I guess if I draw Bloodbraid Elf into something that forces them to Cryptic, but then they just bounce this. They have me under Cryptic Lock. I guess I'll see what they do to this. If they counter this, I can make 2 1/1s during their end step next turn. But then they can just tap draw me, or tap bounce the Mystic Sanctuary over and over again until I die. I wonder if I misplayed somewhere. I mean, I had to cast a Blood Moon off that, and they just had the Cryptic, and they knew to bounce the Chandra. What else? They had the turn 1 Force of Negation for the Sprawl. I can't do anything about that. The Ooze I couldn't control. Dying to Path. Like, I could have played, so the turn they force him, the second forces of negation on the second Chandra after they bounce it with Cryptic, I could have played Glorybringer instead and put them to 1. But I think the odds of them having Path is good enough that I don't want to worry about it. I'm gonna make 2 1/1s on end step. There's no point in me trying to cast a spell whenever they have Cryptic in hand. I mean, I'm not sure there's a point in me continuing the game in general. Hopefully I draw a Lightning Bolt so that I can stop the Teferi from ultimating. That's basically just game it by itself. Yeah, and maybe instead of eating Uro, I cast Chandra. But if they play a Force and they bring back Uro, I just can't kill it and I die. Because I didn't have the Lightning Bolt at that point. If I had a Lightning Bolt at that point, I think I'm supposed to Chandra, but... Hopefully they Cryptic this. They like counterbounce Mystic Sanctuary and then I cast Glorybringer and hopefully they don't have Path. Alright, they counterbounced. Now we just hope they don't have Path. They don't have it? I mean, are we still dead? Yeah, but this is gonna make this specific game 1 go a lot longer, which our opponents were up 6 minutes on the clock on our opponent, and I'm definitely not afraid to win by clock. Alright, well they just made it so that they can't... Oh, they can still bring back Uro and have the Cryptic. They just plus Teferi before fetching. Yeah, our opponent's taking so long to play. I'm gonna try to time him out. If it goes that far. I mean, like, I like the matchup anyways. Like, post-board, too. Because post-board we get Veil of Summer and Thrun. And the extra ooze. I mean, they get Aether Gust, so I think they improve slightly more than we do, but I like the matchup in general. Our opponent just happened to have pretty good draw. Sure. What you doing, opponent? You crypticking? Sure. Alright, well, we're 10 minutes up on our opponent's clock. And they have to play at least a game 2. I mean, we're gonna be on to play for game 2, so I feel pretty good about that. Taking these Vela Summers, the Thrun, the Ooze. Lightning Bolt, Glorybringer. Glorybringer is not very mana efficient. They just like path it or mana leak, or even Cryptic is 4 mana versus Glorybringer is 5. Cindervines, like, you can deal damage to them, but it's not enough to make it worth bringing in. This hand is very, very good, so I'm going to keep it. It has the Thrun in it. It's got Utopia Sprawl, Arbor Elf. They don't really have a way to kill Arbor Elf on turn 1, so I'm not concerned about this thing dying. I mean, they can path it on my upkeep, but I'm pretty fine with that exchange. Let's see if they have the Force of Negation again. I'm not gonna play a Thrun. I don't want them to like know about it, basically. Okay. I mean, they know their clock's low, so they're just gonna concede. Time for your Thrun boy to shine. He was gonna be very good that game, but our opponent just decided to scoop. Which I guess you can't blame them, but the Thrun was gonna be very good. I have no doubt about that. I'm not gonna change. There's no reason for me to change anything. My opponent is very salty that I made him play out game 1, but it's Moto. It is very much a part of Moto. I am subject to being timed out in top 8s of very big events, too. It's part of the program. Gotta play fast. Like, in real life, it's a different story, but Magic Online, it's a chess clock. It's perfectly fair. I have no remorse. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it a lot. And I think that it's perfectly fair to make people play things out. They have a mana leak. Yeah, like, I mean, I've timed out in top 8s and top 4s of PTQs. Like, it's only happened to me like once or twice, but the fact that it's happened in those scenarios makes me, I don't care. No, I don't make, if I'm gonna die to a combo and they're gonna time out, I scooped a combo because it's different. But If you're just playing slow, it's a different story. That's unfortunate. I will make. I think I'll make. Nah, I'll still make red. I was like, if Cascade was a May ability, I might have actually not cascaded. This Glorybringer is going to be very, very good. I'm gonna exert. Yeah. I'm gonna play their clock. I think in a normal game I wouldn't exert. But I think in a normal game they wouldn't have played the Snapcaster. So. There's a little give or take right there. Oh, I should have fetched for a Stomping Ground end of turn. Nice man base opponent with triple blue cards, I know, right? I guess I should have played Ooze first. I didn't really expect to get punished. Okay. I mean, it's hard to tell if we were going to win that game or not, but I think we were going to. We were just going to put Chandra back on top of our deck and then play an Ooze and have an Ooze in play like that. I think it's hard to lose from that scenario. And it's not like they can... Well, they could Field of Ruin and force us to fetch, but then they're down a lane, they spend all their mana, and then we get to untap a Glorybringer. So, yeah, I mean, I think in the end that game was won on time, but I also think we were probably going to win this game. So... 6-0. Alright. Playing our 7th match. 6-0, we're on to play. We have to win one of the next 4 to qualify. This hand's pretty good. Luckily the deck doesn't need double green, so I could just go grab a basic forest and name red and not worry too much. A Soul Scar Mage. Our hand is very well set up for this matchup, actually. I'm just gonna go and stomp this thing. And I think I'm just gonna play the Stomping Ground tapped. I don't see a real reason to bolt, to hold up bolt. Like, it could be because of, like, Swiss Spear, but I'd rather save the bolt if they're playing the blue-red version for something like the Stormwing Entity or something like that. Which they probably won't play on turn 2. That's like a turn 3 play most of the time, from what I've been able to tell. Obviously, this is the reason to have bolt, right? But if they don't play a second land, then I don't care. Oh, well. They kept the 1-lander, and we drew the pillage. I'm just gonna go and bolt it. So we took an extra point of damage for no reason, but If I didn't draw the pillage, I was gonna play Bone Crusher Giant and not bolt. I was just gonna hold up the bolt forever. Alright, they drew a second land. That was their draw for turn. If we draw a land, I'm just gonna slam Glorybringer and kill the Swiss Spear. That is pretty good too. Just gonna jam it, see what we hit. That's pretty good. Bolt the Swiss Spear. And we have a 3-2 in play. I'm going to attack with it. And now we're both at the same life total. I have 4 mana, they have 1. They have no lands in hand. This is gross. Yeah, this is pretty gross. This is like nightmare scenario for them. They drew another land off the top, but I don't think it's going to matter. We've gone through 3 of their creatures already. We have a Glorybringer in hand. Oh, they're playing like burn, but they have Soulscar Mage. That's interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna Pyromancer. Sift through our deck. If we draw a land, it's not that big of a deal because that just means we're gonna be able to flashback the Pyromancer at some point. We did not draw a land, but we drew 2 castable spells. Yeah, this is a beating. This is definitely a beating. That pillage was like a very gross draw. But I'm not gonna complain. I guess it's more likely that they're just like playing the prowess. I'm not gonna take 4. I'll leave that in play. I don't care. Grab a basic forest. Kill this. And yeah. I'm pretty good spot here. This is the burn deck with that 6 mana Chandra card. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Does anyone have a bucket you want to puke? Was finding another pillage good? You're the mono red player usually. Dude, this Gruul deck is gas. I don't even think I'm gonna cast it. I think it's actually just better to make 2 1/1s, but plus 18 only. I'm gonna do it for the memes. It's better to make the 1/1s, but I just want to do this. I drew all 3 pillages. Yes, I will take 4 damage because you will die. It was mainly the first pillage that was pretty nuts. Like, drawing that was just, like, pretty brutal. Alright. I mean, you didn't write a formal apology. He'll live. He'll be fine. Even though the pillagers were very good that game, they're not actually good. they're not actually that good. I think I'm gonna bring in the Thrun and the Angers and take out the Wrens. Blood Moon best card, yeah, against the mono red deck. Yeah, because I can use the Thrun to block. I mean, if they get that 6/6 in play and I can't kill it, I'm just dead, though. But I think this is correct. Also, like, having peace of mind that, like, I can play the 4/4 and then it just doesn't die and it can block is a nice peace of mind to have. Well, there's the boy Thrun. I'm gonna keep this hand. If I don't draw a second land, we'll still be okay. Hopefully. I'm not playing Arbor Elf on turn 1, I'm playing Utopia Sprawl. So next turn we're gonna get to Bolt the Goblin Guide and play Sprawl or Elf. Why? Man, I'm glad he put that in his deck. I just don't care about it. That was a good draw. That was best draw possible. Getting up Forest. Let's... That life gain A+. You no longer feel sorry for him. I think I might... No, playing Clothis doesn't make sense. I'll play Arbor Elf. And I'm just... If this tells you how much I don't care about his Dragon's Claw, I'm just gonna deal 3 of this Goblin Guide. That's how little it matters. Getting that swap fucking sucks. Really? I have to do like... I think I have to do 2 for WVU. They do like, they're giving the students like the not, like it's accurate but it's not as accurate as the one they're giving employees. Which I know that sounds stupid, but I think it's just cost measurement. Unless they've changed how they're gonna do it. Alright, let's get this Clothis down. Dude, they can gain all the life they want. They played nothing? Nice. Alright, well... I was gonna see if our boy Throne was actually good, but it's not like they're doing anything. My testing's gonna be... I think I get tested in like... I haven't scheduled them yet. I think like 2.5 weeks is probably what I'll do it. Or 3 weeks. Yeah, then send a scope down your nose to check out our throat before. I assume it's a similar experience. That's awful. That's pretty awful. I don't... That just sounds rough. 3, 4, 5. To be honest, I might have been better off just like not fetching. Dinner Hurdle is just like uncomfortable. I could see that. Alright. Well, our opponent just like did nothing. And that qualified us for the ManaTraders. The big tournament. So yeah, but we're gonna keep playing because now leaderboard could actually matter if we keep winning these next 3 or something, and then we could just keep going after that. Yeah, pretty sweet to just 7-0 and Q automatically. All right, so we're already qualified, but let's see if we can make a run at leaderboard. On the draw for the 8th match. This hand sucks. This hand is much better, but it needs a land. And this hand is very bad against a basic mountain deck. Man. If I cast Arbor Elf, I feel like I'm just gonna lose. I mean, it's not necessarily true. I can play Utopia Sprawl, and then next turn I guarantee play Ren and 6, but it's not like this was a fetch, so it doesn't help actually. So I'm gonna play the Arbor Elf. We're playing against Scred Red. What is this? I haven't seen this deck in literal forever. Dude, holy shit. Okay. Again, liquid metal coating. I guess they might get it next turn. Oh, that was a really good draw. Well, even if they get liquid metal coating, it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it kind of sucks. Blood Moon them? Yeah, it does so much, right? I can pillage them. I have access to 4 mana here. I think I play Ren and 6. And I'm gonna wind up using my pillage for the secret kill and artifact mode. I can actually attack Karn down too, which is kind of cool. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna get. Turn off that Scrying Sheets value. Like, if I draw Blood Moon, I'm gonna cast it. But they scryed to the top with Zarian Void. They discarded Gemstone Caverns and drew 2 cards. One of them was a card they liked. They had a Desperate Ritual, even though they had 3 lands because their mana so... That's how bad their mana is. It's really funny. I actually would not want to Blood Moon them here. The double pillage. I mean, I have the Glorybringer here. Like, I don't think there's a way around it. They probably scryed a Blood Moon to the top to fix their own mana base. There's a decent amount of me that wants to pillage here. But then, what? I would play Season... I want to save pillage to kill their any artifacts they have, though. So I think I am supposed to Glorybringer. And I think I guess I don't exert because I don't care about this 2/2. But I'm gonna ping this, and then they attack Ren down to 1. 1 is not 0. Scred can't deal damage to planeswalkers, right? It's just creatures? To target creature, okay. But they have Lightning Bolt in their deck, I assume. I'll just play it safe. I don't know if it's correct or not. Well, I guess if they have Bolt, they can kill Ren at 6 here anyways. Opponent, what do you have? Oh, another Karn? Sure. Ensnaring Bridge. Don't have another land drop? So I think I'm stuck minusing here and then attacking it. And I'm gonna pillage the mountain, I think. I think I'm not gonna care about... Because they have to top deck a land to play the bridge. And I still have another pillage in my hand, so... And even if they draw like a Scred or a Bolt or something, they can't cast it. Alright, they had enough. I guess I should have pillaged earlier, they might have scooped earlier. Alright, these Blood Moons need to get out of the deck. Just like go away forever. You're in this pile of unplayable cards. I guess I should look at how many cards are actually coming in. Cindervines kills artifacts, so does a Braid. Do I want the boy? I don't think the boy is for this matchup. He's 4 mana, he's kind of expensive. Take out a Bolt. I think Bolt's actually like decent enough here. It kills Planeswalkers. Though like Ooze is probably worse. Even though I guess it's early pressure, but killing their Planeswalkers, like if they go Karn minus or something, I need to kill it. So I think I do actually just play all 4 Bolts. And they can't really play Chalice in their Scred deck, right? Like there's no reason for them. I don't know if they used to play Chalice or not back in the day. I'm also thinking that Ooze probably just doesn't do much in general in this matchup, so. I guess besides being an early beater. No, I'd rather have the reach. Also, their deck probably just can't beat a Colossus. Because they have no way to deal with it. I guess they can actually kill you with like Koth or whatever. Man, if this hand draws a red source, it's very good. Well, not quite. Arbor Elf's probably gonna die, which means I need to draw 2 red sources. So it's probably a mulligan. They mulled a 6. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. I'll be disciplined. Oh yeah, this hand's way better. This hand's gas. Our opponent has mulled a 5. I'm gonna just put the Arbor Elf away, I think. I don't think I care about it. Okay. That also works. That's one way to 8-0, I guess. Your opponent just decides to not play the game. Alright, so we are 8-0. Already queued, but leaderboard racing at this point. And hand is pretty good. So I'm gonna keep. It's not the best hand in the world, but we draw a red source, so we can play pillage on turn 2. We have a removal spell. We have the ramp, so we can play turn 3 Bloodbraid Elf, as long as we draw a land. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain too much. They suspended a Greater Gargadon. I have no clue how the restore balance matchup is. I don't think it's something I should like look forward to by any means, but we'll see what happens. The Missy was a pretty good draw, so it's gonna let us pillage next turn, which is gonna help prevent an early As Foretold. They scryed top bottom. Ren and 6. Normally I would just kind of snap play that here. Instead, I'm gonna pillage them. I'm gonna kill the actual Island Mountain in case they have a Sulphur Falls in their deck or something along those lines. They bolted us. That's pretty aggressive from them. I mean, our life total is kind of low, but I feel like that's not how they're winning the game. They bottomed. Do they have the land? They do. Alright, I'm just gonna Bloodbraid Elf. It doesn't really do much here because they have a basic island, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. We'll see if they just go as foretold, restore balance. They also have to have a land on top of that. I mean, if they have the nuts, they have the nuts. There's nothing I can do about it. Finale of Promise, Serum Visions, and Opt. That's some value right there. They scry to the top, and with the Opt. And they scry both to the bottom with the Visions. So I think I'm supposed to play Ren and 6 in case they do have the... Well... I feel like they have it at this point, right? They scryed to the bottom. They scryed the Serum Visions to the bottom. They kept the Opt. But I guess they need 2 pieces, so it makes sense that that's the scenario. Alright, well, I can go all in. Well, the thing is, I think they're gonna... I'm gonna keep the Ren and 6 as my backup plan. Which, they are dead on board if they... They are dead next turn. Because I can ping them with Ren. This is also 10. Oh, you're just kind of both touche. Do you think they instant speed have it? I feel like they do in their main phase, right? I think they would have main phased it. To bait me into committing more. Like a Glory Bringer. Okay. I really didn't expect that. For, I think, good reason I shouldn't expect that. I don't... So I see you queued. Yes. I did for once qualify. This deck is carrying me. I don't think I'm playing like 100% well, but it doesn't matter. The deck is just kind of stupid. Oh, dude, that's gonna save them. That's not bad. It is buying them a turn. Like, it's actually... If you click on the... I think that tells you. You kind of forgot it was there. I didn't really forget it was there, I just didn't think about them just sacrificing literally everything they had. I mean, it's not like I'm at risk of dying because they did that. Like, they can attack me for 9. But if you need to borrow anything for this list, Cody, I own a good amount of it. Obviously, it doesn't help you like right this instant. They play like As Foretold type stuff, so Cindervine seems pretty good. Other than that, but now we all going to play this. Oh, we can figure it out. Just some math, I mean. Oh, I can click on it. The link didn't work? That's weird. It says 491 tickets. That's what the Stream Decker says. I just clicked on it real fast. So it'll take a little finagling to work. Finks might actually be good because it comes back after Restore Balance. I don't think Blood Moon actually does anything in the matchup, it just happened to that time. That's a lot of tickets. Yeah, I mean, Season Pyromancer and Ren and 6 are both very expensive. In terms of what to cut for the last card, part of me kind of wants to cut a Pyro. But I should probably... Well, Bolt is like final reach time. I think I'm gonna trim a Glorybringer. Though maybe it's supposed to be the Ooze. But I like having the extra 2-drop. I dig this hand. I put it in to 6. 5. Opponent scryed both to the bottom. I am going to... I'm gonna play the Utopia Sprawl just to guarantee that we can play a 3-drop next turn. It's because they like have bolts and stuff, I assume, so I don't want to completely walk into not being able to do things. And I want to cast Pillage next turn. Especially if they miss the land drop here. Yeah. Well, opponent, your scries didn't get there, which is very sad because you drew a lot of cards, but looked at 6 cards, didn't see a second land. Oh well. That's pretty good. Chandra is balance proof is why I put a priority on casting it, even though it's a better clock for me to Arbor Elf plus cast Bone Crusher Giant. Our opponent got very unlucky. But thus is Magic, especially when you're playing a deck like that Restore Balance deck. Even though you have a lot of scrying and stuff going on, that's a part of the game. Now we're 9-0. And let's see if we can go pull a 10-0 here for the next match. Alright. We're playing our 10th match. And we're gonna see if we can 10-0 on the day. This hand is great. We need to draw a little gas, but we do get to pillage on turn 2, which is always fun. It's always a fun time for us. Probably not our opponent, but it's a fun time for us. I mean, we might not get to if they use a discard spell. We're playing as goblins. Oh. Clothis is really, really good. Aether Vial on 1 doesn't do that much, but they could have a discard spell. But if they have a discard spell, I really don't want them taking Clothis either. So... it depends on... I think killing Pillage is too valuable compared to the Clothis. It just sets them back so far. And killing the Mountain is better if my plan is to like Blood Moon. Like even if I Blood Moon, like still better off killing the Vial. They can't cast the Snoop here, which is nice. Do they have a discard spell? They do not. That is not a bad goblin though. That was a good draw. I don't want that to get munitions experted. Go grab a forest. I want double green if we Blood Moon anyways. I guess this kind of tells them that we have Bolt, but... man, these lists have a ton of Crater Makers recently. Isn't necessarily a bad thing, but... I guess question of... I think I bolted. I think I'm gonna have to deal with it eventually. Anyways. Exile the Aether Vial. I don't really want to Chandra. I am afraid of getting Munitions Expert. I just don't want that to happen. And plus, if I minus, it opens me up to getting blown out by whatever that card's called. If they go Snoop into Harbinger, I don't have a removal spell. Also, they play like Inquisition in their deck, so compared to Thoughtseizes. I mean, they play both, but they do play. All right. Let's see if we can force some action here. I mean, if they sack, I just like tap for a green in response. Okay, they did have an expert, so. Okay. You're gonna have to sack the Crater Maker anyways. Unless you want to use double expert instead. I don't think that was correct. I guess they want to keep the pressure? Well, we're drawing nothing but lands, which is a big problem. I mean, if we Chandra plus if we Chandra plus, it's actually gonna live. It'll force them to have something else, so I will do that. Well, it turned out that minusing would have been better because we were gonna draw one, but you never know. If they have a ringleader here, this is not good for us. They're gonna kill our Chandra, we'll be left with basically an empty board. Please don't be ringleader. Ringleader would be so bad. Shit. Oh, they hit another ringleader and a matron. That's unfortunate. Well, our Chandra's dead. We really need to draw some gas. Really bad. That's a good one. If this animates our Clothis and we get to swing in here, that's huge. That was a really good draw. See what they do here. Sure. Oh, they're just gonna go get expert, I guess. Multiple experts. I think. Am I supposed to gain a life using the ooze? I don't think so. How much damage am I taking this turn? 6. I don't think so. I mean, no matter what, I can make it so the Bloodbraid Elf dies, and it probably trades with some of their creatures. So no matter what, there's gonna be food in the yard. Well, I think the graveyard's gonna get fueled anyways, right? Unless I'm not attacking with Bloodbraid Elf, which maybe I'm not supposed to. I think I'm supposed to eat. I don't think they're comboing me this game. They're holding back ringleader. Interesting. That was a really good draw. Our deck is firing at all cylinders. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty gross. The reason I bolted them was because I'm not going to be able to keep devotion anyways, even if I bolt the ringleader. I guess maybe that's wrong. I'm supposed to bolt the ringleader. Yeah, because then a Bloodbraid Elf gets through no matter what, right? Holy shit. Sometimes this is just the way it is. It is what it is. Oh, shit. Oh man, this is pretty brutal. He hacked the system. He should not double block. I was definitely supposed to bolt the ringleader instead of their face. I just didn't think about it. I just did it. Hindsight 2020. Because they were forced to block anyways. They revealed a Snoop off of that ringleader. Oh, I meant to cast... I messed up really bad. I messed up really, really, really bad. I messed up so bad. I needed to play Blood Moon plus the Giant. Shit. Oh, that's bad. I might lose. I might actually lose just because I did that. Now I just look like a dingus. I forgot that turns off the devotion. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Oh, that makes me look so bad. I just didn't think about the devotion. Does he have a war chief? It doesn't matter. He's just dead. You know, you can misplay like 20 times in a match and it doesn't matter. You just draw like God. You just sent me a meme to represent the situation. Let me pull up my Facebook. That's pretty good. That's pretty accurate. When you just draw 3 Blood Burials in a row. That's pretty good. I definitely want Angers or Braids, and I want the third Ooze. I don't want Blood Moon. I think I might not want the Ooze though. I will. I think Shavy. I don't like Chandra that much because they have so many dorky 1/1s, and we're bringing in more removal that I just not the biggest fan of it. So there's kind of 2 options. If you want to bring in the Veil of Summer, you can cut all the pillages. Or you can cut pillages basically. But I don't think Chandra does that much, especially on the draw. Like we saw there, like even though I didn't even, if I'm minus, it's just gonna die, which I guess is often fine, but it's not ideal. I'd rather have the true roadblock with Ooze. We're gonna have the extra removal anyways. And I think Veil winds up being dead a lot of the time, and I'd rather just my whole deck be a bunch of gas. Like Veil is good against Munitions Expert, but sometimes they don't even cast it. I think on the play, Chandra is gets a lot better though. It improves a lot, so I'd probably bring it back in. So with this hand, I'm gonna keep it even though that Arbor Elf is very, very likely to die, and we have no removal. But if it dies on my turn, on their turn 2, that means they're not comboing us on turn 3, which makes me happy. Like pretty fine with that outcome. Well, there's a Vial. There is an Anger. The classic Anger plus Elf combo. Another Aether Vial. So my Arbor Elf's not dying. Another Anger. I really don't think I need all these Angers. I am gonna Pyro. I'm gonna discard one of these Angers. They have double Vials, so they can put stuff in at instant speed anyways. I'm gonna discard an Ooze. I don't think the Ooze isn't very good right here. I want the land. Oh, I didn't realize how good a Braid was in this matchup too, because it can also kill Vial. In this scenario, that's not what it's gonna be doing, but oh, that's so fine by me with this Clothis. They miss a land drop? Let's see what they do in response to an attack. Cloth isn't very good, but I'm just gonna kill this Vial. They miss a land drop, so this is gonna help us mana-wise. Like compete on on a mana axis. They top deck the third land. They went and grabbed a Snoop. As expected, basically. I'm gonna attack with everything here. If they put in the Snoop, I'm going to Anger. I don't mind wiping my own board here. Drawing Bloodstained Mire. I kind of don't want to kill it right now. If I only get punished if their hand has double Harbinger in it. Or if Kiki is on top of their deck, basically. I'll just kill it now. I'm not gonna be greedy. They ticked it up, so they can't play Snoop at instant speed anymore. That's really important for us. Alright, I think they had multiple Harbingers based on this. Plague Engineer? Why? Elemental? They're just straight up taking it. What's up, Jake? I know, yeah. Dude, this deck is literally insane. Like, it's disgusting what it does, honestly. Like, it is just gross. We're probably just gonna win this game too, unless something really weird happens here. Because I have this Glorybringer. Like, they have like another Harbinger in their hand, I guess, but it's not gonna matter. They would have to have Dismember here, and then the top of my deck, or top of their deck, be the nuts. Did I remove my fog? Yeah. Put it back. Why did they change the rule on it for some unknown reason? I mean, I'll put it back later. Well, they talked about that's only for SPL, but I'll look at it. Alright. I mean, that's what everybody has been talking about, has been saying, but I guess I'll put it back. But I know, like, SPL players specifically were told not to modify. That's a lot of wins. We went the perfect 10-0 for our first 10 matches. And we'll play more tomorrow. That's a lot of wins. Yeah, deck is literally broken. Yeah, we went the perfect 10-0. And we'll see if we can keep it up. Because we have to play 20 matches for the leaderboard. So we'll see how far up we can get there when we play more. Our next 10.